welcome back to my channel. This is Nasu with Fight for Kidneys. I welcome you once again to this channel. Thank you for those people who have been following me. Thank you for you that have subscribed. Thank you for you who have liked and shared. It's because of you and the other person that we are able to bring awareness to the community about kidney health. Today, I'd like us to talk about end of life. And that's a topic that most of us don't like talking about it. Even when we are faced by that decision, we are afraid to talk about it. But I want us to think about it. And let us be open-minded. Let us sleep over it and see what are the importance of talking about end of life. I work where those things have to be discussed. People going through dialysis, it comes a time that they feel they are tired. Their body also give up. And we as family members, or we as healthcare workers, or we as the loved one have to come to terms and help those people make those decisions. But today, I want us to talk about things that you can do before you get there. I like giving some times from work experience and from my personal life and what I have experienced. I'm a nurse. And everybody else in my family, majority of them are in healthcare, and they know they have that exposure. And a few months ago, my mom was so sick, very, very sick. And to where, if we were put into that situation, it would have been tough for us to decide what do we want us to do all of us want to do the best for our loved ones. We want to provide them the best care. We want to take them to the best hospital. But sometimes we are faced in a situation that we know even if we take them to the best hospital, even if we take them to the best, provide them the best care, there might be no quality of life. And quality of life after you are ill, that depends on what you call quality of life. For instance, it could be that that person was able to walk, was able to feed themselves, was able to take themselves to the bathroom or take herself or himself to the bathroom. But at this time, they have been faced to a situation that they cannot get out of bed, they can't take themselves to the bathroom, they can't even feed them. They can't even breathe for themselves, that they need the machine to do the work. And that's where people come in and have to make those decisions. Those decisions are tough. It's heartbreaking for anybody to be faced in that situation. Luckily, in my family, we were not faced, we did not get to that situation. We did not get to that stage where we had to decide. And that was the most scary part of my life, to decide what I want for my loved one. So today again, I was faced in my job where I have to sit with a social worker and somebody else, and we talk about what do they want for their loved one. A very, very tough topic. So where am I here to talk about advanced directives? Most people might not know what does advanced directive means. So this advanced directive, it's a legal document that dictates, and you do it when you're healthy, when you can think for yourself, when you can make those decisions for yourself. And that's where you provide a legal document that tells the people, the doctors, the care provider, what you want at a certain time. Sometimes it comes where they might say you're brain dead or you're cabbage. That's what most people hear in the medical term. And that time you cannot make that decision for yourself, and your family have to decide. But with this legal document, classify and say, if this and this happen, and I can't be at this stage, I can't breathe for myself, I have to use machine, there's no hope. I don't want anything else to be done. Let me die a natural death. So already you have taken that baggage away from your loved one, from your children, from your friends to decide. And most of the time it's when people are left to decide, they're like, what if? And you want to take that what if away from people, from the people you care so much. So as people meet for the holidays, for Christmas, for New Year, be open and let people know what really exactly do you want. And then if once you draw or you write this the advanced directives or the living will, that may be called that way, please let somebody else know. Let somebody else know that you have that document somewhere. Sometimes you don't even have to use a lawyer. You can just write it yourself and sign it. In some countries you do not. You can just sign it and make sure it's sealed. You can go to the bank and have it sealed with your signature. And that way, it's a legal document, and somebody know where it is, and you can let somebody know. Either your friend, if you have lawyers, let them know. If you have people that your children, the ones you trust, let them know where that document is and where it can be located. So it's very, very important for us not to shy about end of life and talk about it, and let us make our will known. Some people might say, hey, if at this point, and this has happened, say, some people might say, if I can't take myself to the bathroom, like I'm bedridden, I'll never be able to get out of that bed, total care, I cannot feed myself, I have to be fed by tube, or I cannot take myself to the bathroom, I have to be cleaned, and this. Some people make those decisions, and they say, hey, if anything happened and the doctor says that there's no potential of me getting better, this is what you want to be done. If your heart stops at that time, do you want to be resuscitated? And that's what they say, CPR. Do you want them to do CPR on you? And if that's what you decide, you need to make it written down. You need to make it known. So my thing to come here is about talking to people about the advanced directives and the things that you might say that you don't want to be done. If you're sick, you can say, some people might say, I don't want anybody to resuscitate me. And that's called CPR. Do not bring me to life if my heart stops. I do not want a tube feeding. People might say, please, if I can't feed myself, I don't want to be fed by a tube. If I can breathe normally on myself, I don't want to be put in a breathing machine. I don't want machine to be breathing for me or helping me to breathe. Some people say, if my kidneys have failed, I do not want to have dialysis. That's another thing people might decide. They also might say, hey, if my heart has stopped working, I do not want to have a heart bypass. I do not want to have extra things done in my heart. If they say, I have lost so much blood, things happen and they feel, hey, I have lost so much blood, I don't want blood transfusion. And if they don't have blood transfusion, what happens? They'll end up dying, and they are aware of that. So if you choose, for those people, if you have a loved one and they choose that that's what they want for themselves, us should be there to support their will, to be there and let them know, leader, if they made that decision, it's us to support their will. As long as they made that will, knowing exactly what they are saying and what they want. So now that I advocate a lot about kidney health and keeping ourselves healthy and keeping our kidneys healthy, I'd like us to talk about the people who are in dialysis deciding having a living will or advanced directives in regards to dialysis. When do they feel? When they feel letting their loved one know, at this point, I do not want dialysis. I don't want to go through dialysis. I just want to die peacefully. And they know, and the doctor and everybody else the people in healthcare will talk to them to let them know exactly what will happen. What are the things that might happen? How long will it take? They're prepared. But it's always good to let people know that this, what you want when you're in dialysis, and at that time, when it reaches where you feel you're so tired about dialysis, you're probably at a certain age and you're like, I have lived that life. I'm just saying, people make decisions for different ways or for different reasons. So if you're there and you care and you want, it's always good to have a living will or advanced directives to let people know, the people you care so much. I have seen it a lot. People fight, people being lost. They have their parent there wondering. The parent says one thing, but they don't have it. But they don't even want to tell their loved ones because they feel like they want to hurt them. So they're there telling the healthcare providers, I do not. But then when they go to their loved one, they're telling them a different story. And it brings such a, I would say, it's a tough decision for all the three parties. But the main person, who is the central person, we all want the best for the person who is sick and who is making that decision. And our best interest is to let that person make the best decision for themselves. So I encourage you that if you're there, you are going through dialysis, or you're sick, you have other things going in your life, still always have that advanced directives, because that will take the ifs from the people you care so much about. It's a tough topic to talk about it. People don't want to talk about end of life, but sometimes those are the things that we need to talk about, because we never know when we'll be faced by the situation, or when will we be there, or when will one of us be there, or our loved one will be there, and we'll be faced to make that decision. And it's a tough decision. Now, let's go back to kidney health. As we go back, as we celebrate that Christmas, New Year, I encourage you to talk to your loved one and ask them, do you know about your kidney health? Let's keep all over the world, let us keep our kidney health healthy, and let us fight for our kidneys. Thank you again for joining me today and for watching. Please continue to subscribe and continue to like, comment, and ask me anything that you think that we should talk about. Thanks again, and I do appreciate it.